Browns still favored by 3 points. 2.5, 3 points is the line, and they are favored against the Bills, who have a significantly better record. What does that tell you? Those lines by Las Vegas, all those casinos in Vegas, were not built by being wrong all the time.
No, I think it tells you the casinos are thinking what I'm thinking, which is that the Bills stink. They the worst teams in the league. Their wins are against the Dolphins, the Redskins, the Giants, the Jets, the Titans, and somebody else terrible. I can't even keep track of all the terrible wins they've had. Now, the Browns have played some bad teams and not beat. But if the Browns had played the Bills' schedule, the Browns would not be 2-6. If the Bills had played the Browns' schedule, the Bills would not be 6-2. So I know people are tired of hearing about the schedule, but the whole second half easy schedule that people are still looking at for the Browns, that's what the Bills played in the first half. The Bills are not good. Josh Allen is not good. Their defense is fine. Their coach is fine. Okay, they're good. That's fine. That's great. But they're not good. The Browns have to win this game. The Browns are better than the Bills. Their record is 4 games worse. But I don't want to hear anything this week about like the Bills being good. They're not. They've beaten up on the worst, on the dregs. There's like 5 teams in this league that aren't even trying to win this year, and I think the Bills have played every single one of them. So that's why they're 6-2.
All right, when you look at this game, what do you look at as a key? What do the Browns need to do to get the win that they desperately need, just to move off that 2-6?
Yeah, I mean, not to repeat the stuff we just talked about, but I do think, and again, a lot of people are really down on Freddie. Freddie obviously has made mistakes. I'm not as down on him as basically anybody else is. I'm probably more optimistic about Freddie than anybody. They didn't turn it over last week. They didn't have crazy penalties. The Broncos had more penalties than they did. So they are making progress in some of the areas that have cost them games previously. The last area is red zone. The red zone problems have cost them 2 of their losses. If they could have done anything more in the red zone, they would have beaten the Rams and they would have beaten the Broncos, and they'd be 4-4. Because, again, in these games, they are moving the ball. And I know we can not nitpick, but there's still reasonable critiques about how the offense could be better. But those are still, the basis is they move the ball decent. So they have to convert in the red zone. And I think that does include what we talked about, targeting your best guys on the plays that matter most. Don't take Nick Chubb off the field. Don't let a safety over top Odell Beckham eliminate him from a play, and score touchdowns when you get near the goal line. And it's like we're talking about one thing, I feel like, but that's because the one thing is so critical. It's game-changing for this franchise. And if they do that in the second half, they're going to win games.